Hello, thank you for tuning in for another edition of Big Beer Friday.
Okay.
We're here at the Fizzics headquarters, and I'm joined again by Paul Core, our good buddy here, fellow beer aficionado in the New Jersey area. We got started a little bit ago with our first beer, but we had some technical difficulties, so we're gonna backtrack and we're gonna start again. So we have 3 excellent beers to put through the Fizzics system today, and we're working with Whey Taps. This is our 2nd generation product. We really are excited about the design and the look and feel of it all, and we are going to tell you what it does for the aromas, flavors, visuals, mouthfeel of these excellent beers that we have here for today. So the beer that we're actually drinking right now is Alpha King by Three Floyds Brewery, and they're in Munster, Indiana. I got a chance to visit this brewery a couple years ago when I was studying in Chicago at the Siebel Institute of Technology, and I had a few buddies in my class. We took the trip, only about 45 minutes, over to Munster, Indiana, visited this brewery. There were some brewers there trained at Siebel, so it was cool. They gave us a really great tour. They have a really unique branding, really aggressive, flavorful beers. Paul and I were just talking about this pale ale, American Pale Ale, has 68 IBUs, and let you know the alcohol content as well. I think, it's 6.66, so there's a little bit more of their branding coming in. They're very, they have the death metal blaring in the background when they're brewing, and that brand kind of trickles through in all their label art and the actual flavor profiles of the beers themselves. But for a pale ale, 68 IBUs, or international bittering units, is very high. To put it in perspective, a typical range of IBUs for a pale ale is about 30 to 50. For an English IPA, it's around 40 to 60, and then for an American IPA, it's around 40 to 70, or 50 to 70, I'd probably say. So this is on the high end of the IBU scale, even for an American IPA. But it does not feel super lopsided or drink like an IPA. It has that malt character. You can see it's got a little bit of a nice orangey amber color to it.
Almost like
definitely some specialty malts in there, caramel malts, maybe even some Munich or some other malts to give a little bit of that more malty flavor. So it just doesn't feel like a vessel for transporting hops. So it's super balanced, very drinkable, really hoppy.
I finished mine.
Yeah, this is these past few minutes we've done this before, so we're trying to catch everybody up. We thought we were live for a little bit, but we got some tasty food pairings to go along here. With hoppy beers, I like to do a nice sharp cheddar.
Yeah, tastes good.
Cheddar specifically for more of like the hoppier pale ales and IPAs. So we've got a nice aged cheddar there, and talking about our next beers. This is Cafe y Churro. This is a beer brewed from Carton Brewing Company, and they are our neighbor brewery, pretty close by, right in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. And they were started in 2011 when there was only about a dozen breweries in the state. Today there's over 60, and so recently celebrating their 5-year anniversary and putting out some delicious beers. They're all selling out. You picked this one up yesterday.
Yeah, they released it on New Year's Day, to everyone's chagrin.
Yeah.
Hungover, I jumped in my car and ran up there real quick.
It's dedication. Yeah.
My wife's like, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to get beer, babe." "I'm sorry." Sorry.
So this beer is an Imperial Cream Ale, and there's some additions to it. Coffee, vanilla, and cinnamon. So we got some churros here. I think this is kind of modeled off of the dip your churro into your cup of coffee for breakfast flavor profile, wrapped up in a beer that comes in at 12% alcohol.
Yeah.
We just sampled the other variation of this, which they sold at the same time. This is called Cafe Corretto, and instead of being coffee, vanilla, and cinnamon, it's fennel, licorice, and aniseed. I enjoyed that one as well, but this one, I'm going to put it on Fizzics and see what it does for us. It gives us that nice microfoam head.
Yeah, now these beers too, they don't, for 12% beers, they don't taste 12%.
Not at all.
And they really kind of sneak up on you. So I'm pretty sure that's why they're in 12-ounce cans. And
yeah, find a friend.
not the you could split it. You could split the 12-ounce can and just be fine.
So this beautiful device that we're looking at here, these different color options. This is the Fizzics Weight Tap. New, beautiful design to it. The use is quite simple. It can all be done with one hand. You saw me just load up this can here by pressing the button to release the main cylinder from the base. And you just close it in and it'll lock in place there. Is there any CO2 gas cartridges or nitro cartridges that we're going to need for this to function? No. No gas is needed, no additives, and you don't even need to plug it in. It just runs off 4 AA batteries, which you load up top here. So the whole device is very standalone. You don't need to add anything or keep replacing anything other than your packaged beer. Very lightweight, it just weighs 3 pounds. And so it allows you to enjoy that fresh from the tap draft beer experience no matter where you are, whether you're outside chilling on your porch, if you're hosting a barbecue, if you're going on a camping trip, going on the boat, you name it. You can bring your portable draft beer system with you. These are cases that we sell for the Weight Tap on our website, Fizzics.com. You can see we have some nice cutout sections where you can put the tap handle and the main base and cylinder. This is very lightweight as well, so a lot easier to transport than your whole kegerator setup with your compressed gas tanks and your beer lines and your refrigerator. A lot easier on the pocket as well. These retail for just $129.99. Right now they're available on our website. Look out for them in retailers in the coming months. We'll eventually be in Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and some others. So let me show you and explain how this functions. Quite simple. Just hold your glass, make sure you have a clean glass, and hold it at a 45-degree angle right underneath the tap or the faucet. Push forward and it's going to dispense the beer at a controlled flow rate under pressure. So you can see it's really not creating any foam right now, and that's intentional. We want to maintain the body and the CO2 levels of the beer to the way that the brewer intentionally carbonated it to. And then when we are ready to top with foam, push backwards this time, and the beer passes through a sonic wave oscillator, which controls the formation of foam to create ideal density microfoam. So really tiny bubbles and of a uniform size, which is key. If you have bubbles all over the place in terms of the size, your big bubbles are going to collapse in your smaller ones, and the head is going to quickly dissipate. When the head dissipates, all the gas can escape. So if you're later down the beer, 2/3 the way in, the beer is going to start to go flat, it's going to thin out, you're going to lose those properties that the brewers originally set for the beer. And head of foam is so important for controlling and maintaining the body, mouthfeel, and carbonation. Additionally, since now these bubbles are super tiny, almost looks like a Guinness Nitro head, and this looks gorgeous, by the way.
And just smell it.
Good. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it smells nothing like a beer. It smells like you're about to drink.
Yeah, this is like a
cinnamon
dessert.
Coffee, yeah.
It smells phenomenal. And talking about the aroma, when you shrink down the bubble size, that's increasing the surface area.
Right.
And all the aromas in the beer are trapped in that foam. So your ester volatiles, all your hop oils, in the case of this beer, cinnamon and vanilla bean that were added, all that aroma is getting trapped in your foam. So when you have poor quality foam that dissipates quickly, not only are you not getting all the aromas that you could be getting, but your beer is going flat, and it just doesn't look great either. So this gets a nice coating on the glass. It's releasing, you're smelling more, and a lot of what you taste actually has to do with what you smell.
Yeah.
If you've ever had a cold and tried to taste your favorite food, you know what we're talking about. You can only taste a few different sensations, but you can smell tens of thousands and different combinations, and it's really what's triggering your brain to register, and start to enhance what you're tasting. So aroma is super important, and any brewer will tell you that foam and aroma are inseparable. So visuals, aroma, and let's get in there to the see what the mouthfeel is doing.
It's
just a cream ale.
Yeah, so it's already creamy, and now it's more creamy.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's delicious. It's wow, they definitely nailed the description there.
You,
it is cinnamon, it is vanilla to death.
You
It's
get
like
a little
dessert.
bit of coffee.
It's definitely got some sweetness and finishes with the sweetness, but it isn't like super like cloying or off-puttingly sweet. I think actually usually you'll balance your sweetness with bitterness.
Right.
Like in the pale ale we just had.
Yeah.
But with this, they're balancing the sweetness with the high alcohol content.
Right.
So you don't think that it tastes like it's 12%, and it doesn't taste like it's just sugar.
No.
So it's like hitting the sweet spot right in the between there.
Yeah.
And really delivering. And I think I gotta try some churro action with this.
I've never actually eaten a churro before. I told you before. So this is my maiden voyage into churros. Yeah.
Yeah, this
It's good.
This foam is holding on great.
And if the foam doesn't hold like mine, I poured gas, you can just get some more.
Yeah, another great feature about the Fizzics. You can control how much foam you have, how much beer you have, the ratio of foam to beer. You are your own bartender. If you're at a bar, you ask for your beer and they give it to you in whatever glasses they have. May or may not pour it properly, and you're gonna get your typical foam. So it definitely gives you that draft experience with package container. But I would say that even with the microfoam technology that we're using here, it's better than draft beer that you would get at a bar. And the ability to control it yourself and be able to switch through different beers so easily is great.
Yeah.
So like with a kegerator, that's the obvious comparison to a portable draft beer system like this. You have to use a keg. So right off the bat, you have at least a sixtel or a quarter keg of a single beer style. So you're pretty much going to get like your go-to beer that you're going to be drinking all the time. In this day and age, with over 5,000 breweries now in the U.S. and new ones opening every day,
styles of beer,
different styles. You go to the supermarket or your liquor store, and there's tons of new beers you haven't seen. What I like to do, what you like to do, is try that new beer.
Yep.
Get a mixed six-pack instead of the same six-pack you always get. And with Fizzics, you can experience the beer in its best light. We're not claiming that the brewers did a good job, but we're making their beer better. No, the brewers did a great job, but they lose control once they put the package containers out there. So in order to have it served in its best light until the first time it hits your lips, that is what the Fizzics technology is for. So put the beer, Fizzics, the way tap works with 12-ounce bottles all the way up to a 16-ounce can. So this is a 12-ounce can. This would be like a 16-ounce can, and actually go up to a 25-ounce can. I don't have any of those laying around, but so you have different package options that you can use, and it really does change the appearance, the aroma, the flavor, and the mouthfeel. If you ask some of the people who have used their weight taps just for the first few times, they're not, even if they're not super big beer tasters, they're going to notice, and the first thing you're going to say is, wow, this tastes creamy.
Right.
This is different.
I haven't drank a beer not through it since I got one.
Yeah,
I just can't.
In the same way.
Yeah.
It's like you have it there, you open your beer, and do you want to just drink it out of the bottle or pour it into a glass where we should do a side-by-side pour for the next beer.
Okay.
Just to show the different characteristics of a foam poured, doing what I just did here, and then pouring it by hand properly. You're never going to achieve the tiny bubble size. Like from a distance, it looks like just all one mass of just
it doesn't
creamy
look
goodness.
like foam. It looks like cream on top.
And the head retention is important. Brewers for centuries have been doing research on how they can improve the head retention of their beers. There's books written about this. There's huge sections in textbooks. Tons of different malt or specialty malts or adjuncts are added to aid in head retention, like wheat and other protein laden grains that can help improve head retention. what we found is that using sound waves, you can actually control the foam formation without affecting anything in the body and the flavor or anything like that, which I think is super awesome technology. And I'd love to see the technology being widespread in the future so that as consumers and as brewers and everyone, retailers can,
get the full experience.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it's all about.
Yeah, you want the best tasting product, so
right on.
Why not throw it through a machine that's not that expensive and makes it taste a little better,
and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I said before we started, people come to my house like, "Oh, is that a coffee machine?"
Yeah. Bring this thing to your party. It's guaranteed the conversation starter, and people will love it. People love the hands-on nature of it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I told my wife to use it the other day, and she's not good at pouring beers, so it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So we've got some different colors here. This is the black and pearl chrome. We have the white and pearl chrome. Over here we have the slate gray and brushed gunmetal, and then the dark brown and copper. And these are all sporting their upgraded aluminum tap handles. So the stock versions come with a tap handle that matches the plastic cap on top, and then you can upgrade to an aluminum version, which is the same metal finish as the base and the faucet and whatnot. Also available on our website, shipping out in February. So I think it's time to get on to our last beer here.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this one. I had one of these a couple months ago, but it wasn't through the physical machine, so.
It's great. You can
I can now.
Yeah. And this is from a brewery called Dark Horse, and they've been around since I want to say 96 or 97, and they're in Marshall, Michigan. Our good friend at Fizzics and brand ambassador in the Milwaukee area, Andy Kamoski, shout out to him. He went to the beer release for this in Michigan. He took a little road trip, stopped at a bunch of breweries, and picked up some awesome beers, sent us an awesome care package.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that. Yeah, when we return the favor. Yeah. So yeah, he picked up this beer for us. They do a series of stouts. This is the 5th in the series, hence the name Plead the 5th. And this is actually a special bourbon barrel-aged iteration of their very popular Plead the 5th beer. It's an imperial stout. I believe it's...
It's gotta be up there.
I think it's around 11% on the dot. So our friend Andy, he is also starting a podcast called the Tap Takeover Podcast. Him and 3 of his other beer drinking buddies, and they're all super passionate about beer, great guys, and they have a massive cellar and stash of beers, and they're going to go to different breweries, interview brewers, brewery owners, and try their different beers, rare beers, vertical vintage beers in a row, and they're going to put them through the Fizzics systems, and they're going to talk about them with those who made them and get their reactions and whatnot. So we're really excited. They already filmed the first podcast at Lakefront Brewery in Milwaukee, and that was with the owner of Lakefront Brewing Company. So we're going to be sharing that one on our social media soon, so you guys definitely want to check that out, and we'll keep you up to date with all that. So thank you, Andy. Cheers to you. We're about to tap this one here. This is our little keg, and we can switch it up with each beer and give ourselves the perfect pour. So let me do that first. To give you a comparison, here's a standard pour. You hold your glass at 45 degrees, pour down the side, and then down the middle with vigor to create some foam. Big viscous beer like that, I'm not going to really expect it to put out too much foam.
And the foam is kind of odd shaped.
Yeah, you can see get a top view.
Yeah,
where there are bubbles, they're pretty big.
Already
almost gone. Alcohol is a foam killer. As like least lipids, oils, greases. So if you have like lipstick, oily nose, our lips all have some degree of oil on them. So this is a 12% beer that we pour. The last one still has foam. Meanwhile, we have an 11% beer here that we just poured regularly. The foam is already gone. So we'll show you a Fizzics pour with the Plead the 5th. And there's really no limit to the foam because we can add as much as we want. But I'll just put on like a normal amount for comparison. And wow, is that gorgeous. You're missing out on something when you don't get that dark tan head.
Yeah.
Visually, it's just more appealing.
It looks creamier.
And I can smell the bourbon from here.
And I mean, the hand pour one kind of looks flat right now.
Yeah, like if I got that handed to me, I would be wondering how long it's been sitting out.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll give you the good pour, and I'm going to top it off with microfoam
Thank
here.
you, sir. Wow.
Then we'll talk about what we're... obviously, this is a pretty dark, virtually opaque beer.
Very bourbony
You
on
can
the
barely
nose.
even get any ruby hue when I hold it to the light. But it's like a nice brown
Sure
tan
cream.
head.
Cool. Wow.
I smell the bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
and there's
Little
definitely
chocolate.
some chocolate and caramel, and some of those dark fruits like raisin. Very complex.
Yeah.
This is a good like January, February beer.
Yeah, and you do get a little of that alcohol burn on the
Mhm.
back, but it's not
I welcome that.
unbearable. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not bad, rather.
I want to know it's there, but very flavorful. Yeah, the chocolate I can taste like after the
Yeah.
fact.
The bourbon kind is up front.
Mm-hmm. So for this one, we got some dark chocolate, truffles, maybe got caramel, and some hazelnuts. So sometimes the characteristics that you might pick up from aging a beer in wood are vanillins in the wood itself. It's actually the same compound that they use for artificial vanilla flavoring, so it doesn't just have a similar name, it's actually the vanilla flavor, and that can come from oak. And then you also can pick up some like almond and almost nutty flavors, so I thought the nuts in here would be kind of nice.
It pairs very nice.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
bitterness
definitely
from
want
the
to
dark
go
chocolate.
dark chocolate.
Mhm.
We're using roasted grains to give it this color,
Mm-hmm.
which are pretty. They don't add any fermentable sugar. They're really just for the color and the character and the aromas and flavors. The majority of any grain bill for a beer is not dark malts, even if it is a dark beer. You can get a beer this color just using like 5% of a roasted grain.
Right.
But they layer it in with caramel malts, Munich malts, chocolate malts, black malts, dehusked malts. But so yeah, this definitely has some nice depth to it. I'm sure they had quite a large grain bill. The caramel flavors and the undertones are definitely working with the candy there.
Yeah.
But this is definitely one you could have
This one's really good.
after dinner. Not even really need a pairing, but it would also go great with like a chocolate mousse or one of those lava cakes.
Oh god, those are my favorites.
Yeah.
You should have got one of those.
Where you cut it and like the
yeah,
chocolate
the chocolate
oozes
spills
out.
out. Yeah.
Get some dark chocolate in there. That would go great with this beer.
Now, what we talked about too last time on the show about people coming, because I had a couple people on my Instagram. Contact me.
Triathlete drinks beer.
Triathlete drinks beer on Instagram.
Underscores.
Yeah, you can contact me. Get in touch with these guys, but they'll love to have you over and drink some beer with us.
Oh, yeah.
NYC Craft Beer Drinker, I think it was, contacted me. I said, contact you guys, come on down, and yeah, we can share some beers.
Yeah. If you guys are
You're
local
in the Fizzics
or want to make the
machine?
drive, come out, hang on a Friday. We'll bring some beers that we can't get, and we'll put on some nice beers as well.
If you're coming from New York City, bring some Graham or Other Half.
Other half, yeah.
Good ones.
And if all you out there watching, if there's beers that you know are awesome and they're in your hometown only, and maybe you want a beer from the East Coast, message us. We can put a package together, ship you beer, you ship us beer. We'll give you a shout out, pour the beer on Big Beer Friday. If you have your wait taps already, if you're one of our Kickstarter backers, cheers, and let us know what beers you're putting through your Fizzics system and which are your favorites. And if you have some great pictures, we'd love to see them. We'll share them if we put out some great stuff.
Yeah, the
We'll send you
Instagram
some
is-
special glasses or a shirt or something.
Yeah.
But we love to see what everybody is experimenting with, because there's so many beers, it's impossible to keep track of them all, but it's a good problem to have. We try.
Yeah, there's no problem with a lot of beers.
You can only try. Yeah.
Well.
So, Fizzics Whey Tap. This is our second generation. It sells for $129.99. You can order them on our website right now, www.fizzics.com. Go ahead, check out all the products we're offering. We have carrying cases, glasses, upgraded tap handles. We have a lot of information comparing our Whey Tap with our original Fizzics system, which is bigger and can accommodate up to a 64-ounce growler. And if you use a lot of bombers, the 22-ounce bottles, cork and cage bottles, the champagne bottles, they'll all fit in the original Fizzics draft beer system. So get yourself one of those. Get yourself a smaller Whey Tap for your more standardized 12-ounce bottles and cans, up to a 25-ounce can.
Yeah,
and
I have both, but I seem to use this one more because it
there's
just
definitely by
easier.
number.
Yeah,
more packages will fit this.
yeah.
But it's always good to throw a growler in to
Yeah.
original Fizzics. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to another episode, and we'll see y'all next week. Cheers.
Cheers.